segue into the element, the whole purpose of this little thing I got going here. And I said to myself, where I need to start is with us, the people who were on board the D-Haven. And for those that were on board, everybody knew we had another name besides the USS D-Haven. And it was a radio call sign. It was SCARF, S-C-A-R-F. Like the kind of scarf that a woman would wear around her neck in some of the snipes. At any rate, there are other people here tonight that had similar call signs. Bob Yap in the back is an example. His call sign was Yap Trap. Because every time he'd come up to combat to try to work on a piece of equipment 2 or 3 hours later, he would still be there, just flapping his trap like this. And he'd look at you with these glazed eyes like a deer in headlights, very, very bright headlights. And all he would do was say, show me the blueprints, show me the blueprints. Does anybody know what that means? Show me the blueprints. Somebody? Nobody. How about 246 toothpicks? 246. Rain Man? Okay, that one Bob. Let's move on. At any rate, he never seemed to get anything fixed. And one day, I was down in the compartment and he was opening up his footlocker. And I looked down there and I said, what the heck is that? And he had this kind of furry, fuzzy little ball. And it was a tiny little quadruped. And for the snipes, that's anything that walks on 4 legs. And I said, Bob, what is that? And he says, well, it's about the only friend I have on the ship. And I brought tonight that thing. These are my props. Here it is. Bob didn't know that I had a very thriving taxidermy business when I got out of the service. And this is the only friend he really had besides his own meter, was at a bowl meter. I had a chance, my wife and I, and Bob and his lovely wife, Elizabeth, went on an Alaskan cruise. And it was 3 or 4 nights into the cruise, and all of a sudden my cell phone went ting, and I said, what is it? And my wife says, it's something from Bob. And I said, well, what is it? I said, go ahead and open it. Does everybody know what a selfie is? Yeah. Okay. This is the truth. I sit down on my rack, and I open this text from Yap Trap, and it's Bob sitting on his rack in his underwear, holding his own meter. Is this true?
It was a voltmeter, and I was in a pair of shorts.
Whatever.
You didn't tell me you would say this, but go ahead. All right.
You can pick up your
All right, keep going.
At the end of the show. A couple more. Bill Knott and his lovely wife Sharon. Bill and I worked together in radar. And his call sign was Twiggy, or the Twig, depending on what shift it was we're on. And it was Bob that, I think, affixed that call sign to him. And I says, Twiggy, why Twiggy? Well, Bill was a little bit below fighting weight back then. It had something to do with the pictures that Bob saw in Bill's footlocker. And they were of Twiggy. Remember the very skinny, slim model? Well, skinny is politically incorrect. But from that day forward, he was called Twiggy. And I couldn't find any pictures on the web that I could bring. But I did bring just a little Twiggy. Who's next? Where's Brokeback at? Brokeback Mountain. Dave Looker, ladies and gentlemen. Stand up, Dave. Do not look directly into his eyes. Don't do it. Now, I'm not going to tell you what we found at Looker's Locker, or was that Locker's Looker? Maybe it was Looker's Locker. But they say the picture is worth 1,000 words. When I came to the hotel, Bob says, hey, Don, I got the thing. I says, what thing? He says, you know, the thing. I said, what thing? He says, you know, the thing from Looker's Locker. I said, you brought that thing? He said, yeah, I brought it. I have it. Everybody take a deep breath.
He's lying, Dave. He's lying.
When I saw this, I haven't smoked since 1968. If I had a lucky strike, I'd be smoking. Here it is. Here it is.
What?
I have a question, Dave. How did you get into this? See, the guys from the Operations Intelligence Division used call signs. The snipes, they used handles. Nobody? Anybody? Handles? And that one bombed too. All right. And you cannot pick this up after we leave here. Yap said if you want to try it on before you get back to Missouri, it's 7:05. Who's next? The whole purpose of this, the whole purpose.
There you go, yeah.
Is for a very special person that had a very unique call sign. One day I was in combat, and Bob came strolling and sat down, and he said, "Hey." I said, "What?" He says, "We got to give Smudo a call sign." I said, "What do you mean we got to give Smudo a call sign?" He said, he's got to have a call sign. I said, "How about Sir, Lieutenant J.G. Smudo, or yes, Sir, Master, or Guy?" Which he brought up, by the way, it's an inside joke. At any rate, from that day forward, Mr. Smudo, I always called you Mr. I swear to God. I never used that stuff. And in all fairness to OI, they didn't need her except behind her back. So from that day forward, Jim was known as SLUGGO. SLUGGO. Nancy and SLUGGO. Everybody remember Nancy and SLUGGO? SLUGGO and Nancy. So he carried this handle until most of us got off the ship. And I said to myself, I said, well, geez, SLUGGO to me, Jim, means superior leader, unwavering, a gracious gentleman, an outstanding officer. But that's not what I meant to everybody. At any rate, the whole purpose here is that the people that were in the OI division wanted to have an opportunity to say thanks. And we've got a couple things for you. And give me a second, because Bob has hidden this thing someplace. Oh, I know what it was. We were at lunch, and I think it was Bob that was talking. You know, Smudo, what a great guy. I says, yeah, he made my career for me. And Bob said he was the wind beneath our wings. Anybody remember the song by Bedler? Remember I was talking to him? And I had to write that. Well, I brought something for you to take home, so you could, as you get older and you forget, you can bring this out. Now give me a minute. Give me a minute. No flash photography. Hold on.
It's in the cabinet, not the drawer. Cabinet, not the drawer. Uh-oh. What's that? What is that? What is that? What?
That's it. The wind beneath our wings. We nicknamed this thing, we nicknamed it SLUGGO. But before I came down here to put it in the cabinet for Bob, I just happened to, I said, SLUGGO. And then I was like this, and I pulled its tail down, and I said, we may have to call it Sluggette. So, when you get home, and you have time to play with your toy, have your people get back to my people and let me know what you found out. I'm done with this one. You can take this home. But in all honesty, we do have something that's a little bit better, a little bit formal. And it's down here in the cabinet. I guess that I got to dig for since Bob didn't get it out. You're supposed to have cue cards to let me know what's going on. Don't go away. So, the people from OI that work with you wanted to say thank you. Jerry Gandy, who was a radarman, who's not here tonight, he had a left shoulder surgery done yesterday. And Bob was assigned putting together some things, and Elizabeth, Bob's wife, put all these photos together. And what we would like to present to you, if you could come up here a second, please, sir. Well, this is a collage of Jim in the OI division, and I think Greg had said maybe your hat was too small or your head was too big. I don't remember exactly what it made. So where is it? Anyway, on behalf of the OI division, we'd like you to have this, and when you get real bored, you want to reminisce, take a look at it. Or the Now, without this photo, it really needs some supportive documentation, so we have something else for you tonight. All right. Probably where I need my glasses, I apologize. It's a citation, and it says, James Smuda, for exceptionally meritorious service to the government of the United States and the duty of great responsibility while serving as Operations Intelligence Officer on the USS Haven. Lieutenant James Smuda produced unprecedented levels of success with his team of extraordinary and talented sailors. With his team of extraordinary and very talented sailors. This citation awarded this 13th day of September 2014 by some surviving members of the OI division. So let it be said, so let it be written. What it should have said was, so let it be written, so let it be done. At any rate, in recognition of his influence on our naval careers, we, the OI division, attendings at the 2014 USS Haven reunion, do hereby grant to James Smuda the highly esteemed and rarely bestowed SLUGGO Award for superior leadership utilizing gentle, is that goading or goading?
Gentle goading.
Operations, SLUGGO. We thank Mr. Smuda for his patient and extraordinary leadership in keeping us on task and in a state of readiness while at sea, and especially in port. On one particular occasion, Lieutenant J.G. Smuda single-handedly, while on operations in a long-opposed city, came to the aid of his crew. With total disregard for his own safety, Mr. Smuda captured a case of San Miguel beer to shelter his men from a case of the San Miguel runs. Through his decisive action, he ensured the well-being and combat readiness of his crew. By his superior leadership, wise judgment, and deep devotion to duty, Lieutenant J.G. Smuda reflected great credit upon himself and upheld the highest traditions of the USS Haven. Thanks for the memories, the OI division. We didn't have a medal or a ribbon, but we did go to the Mardi Gras museum. This was not my idea. It says, support our troops, and it's some beads that you can take home and throw away, or you can throw them away tonight. This is from Bob.
Speech.
Bob put together a little card. All the guys from OI had a chance to write down some things. When you get a chance, you can read it. Throw that away too. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate this. And my illegitimate son here. Mom says she'd appreciate if you'd increase her allowance to more than 100 pesos. She's still in the Philippines. Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it.